It is coming this summer. I'm Jay Martin, of course, joined by Ryan Superbad Sharp over there. What's up, buddy?
What up? So you got some news for me, huh?
Well, some opinions. Well, you're a bigger DC guy than I am, and as I learn a little bit more, and I was going to also say, as you see our setup start to change, we're going to have a studio soon, but you see us tinkering with our
our backgrounds might change.
Continually change.
The void that isn't void is now got our cool watermark coming this summer. Text all flowing by. So if that makes you nauseous, please let me know.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for subscribing and liking and we appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I wanted to talk. We meant to make a video about this. I'm pulling this up now. The other day, and it's just been a gajillion things happening. We haven't had a chance to talk about it.
We're kicking it off the channel, so we decided to cover it, right?
Cover everything. Well, this actually kind of goes in with one of the first videos that you released on here, which was
our Batman review.
Making, well, not just that, but making light of Ezra, whatever his name is.
That is correct. I did make that meme.
When he choked out the fan.
Yeah.
So he made a little video, a little like 30-second little thing, and it's funny because they have a whole slate. There's a whole slate in this little commercial, this little video that they had about all the movies that are coming out and how much of a big deal, how they're all coming out.
The world needs heroes, Bean.
And now you know a little more about this than I do, Sir. So like the Snyderverse was supposed to be one thing, right? And then that whole thing got murdered,
there was supposed
right?
to be
and now
3 Justice League movies that were going to come out. There was the first one, which have you seen the Snyder Cut? Probably, but there's like it ends with Darkseid opening a portal and like he's like the big bad of the DC world, and he's like, I'm coming for you, because in the Snyderverse they learned that the anti-life equation, which is the thing that like Darkseid, that's his like whole thing. It's like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, but like Darkseid wants the anti-life equation, which makes zombies or whatever. But that turns out to be on Earth.
That sounds like such a terrible name.
The anti-life equation.
The anti-life equation.
Yeah. Give me a break, dude. So it's really on the nose.
That's how a white guy wrote that.
Yeah. All of DC is like that, like on the nose. Like the villain's called Darkseid. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Is he a good guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the main protagonist of the DC series.
Of course.
There's a villain called fucking
Superman
Doomsday,
is the bad guy.
Bro. Doomsday.
Yeah.
Come on. But that was supposed to set up the other 2 movies. So like by the third one, they were probably going to fight Darkseid, and it was going to be like this super cool epic. But
okay. And as most of you fellow super nerds like us know, that the whole thing that went down where they brought in Joss Whedon to finish the
Justice
movie
League,
because Snyder's
that's the internet.
Nice.
I can't take credit for that.
Okay. I've never heard. I've never even
Justice League, which is
I was so deep in Marvel, I wasn't paying enough attention.
I consume all entertainment, so. Yeah,
I mean, I've shifted that way as we've really gotten into this. Like, I love all movies, so I never really went fanboyish. You know what I mean? But now, I do love most of the Marvel stuff.
I know more about DC than I ever would have liked to. I think the fact that I know what Darkseid and the anti-life equation is makes me want to
it just sounds
go run into traffic.
Indiana Jones and the anti-life equation.
Right.
It just doesn't.
It's a mouthful. Yeah, just call it anti-life. It's referred to as anti-life, but it's the anti-life equation.
Well, that's
fine.
So Zack Snyder, the director there, had a personal situation happen.
Yeah, some family.
And he had to step away from the movie.
Yep. Yeah.
And instead of just waiting to see how that would go down, they brought in
a new guy, Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon came in and finished it and tried to turn it into the Avengers.
And they wagged Warner Brothers wagged their finger and said, "You make Avengers with Batman, and make Avengers. There better be a circle shot with all of them assembling." And that didn't happen.
Oh wait, no, it's
the movie comes off of Batman v Superman, which at the end of that movie, Superman dies. So for the first half of Justice League, Superman's not in the movie until they bring him back to life. So
I guess spoilers, by the way, in case. But I'm sure if you're watching
that movie's
us, you've definitely
5 years old at this point.
Watched. Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm just saying. So eventually there's a big internet thing. We can get deep into that, but we have to make a whole other video about release the Snyder Cut, and we want to see what the
release the Snyderverse,
what it was supposed to actually
People
be.
want 2 and 3 of Justice League, which is not happening. It won't happen.
So it's funny that's what. This is what it brings me to. They basically decide, hey, a few months ago they make a decision they're killing off a lot of these movies because they don't want to. They don't know which way they're going.
Well,
they don't know if they want to do the interconnected anymore.
Last year they did Suicide Squad, which was supposed to be a reboot, but characters from the original Suicide Squad 2016, like Margot Robbie and Joel Kinnaman, I think is his name. He plays like Rick Flag or whatever. They're both in the new Suicide Squad, but
as themselves,
as Harley Quinn and Rick Flag. They're not new characters. It's like
right.
All the events of Suicide Squad 2016 like happened, but like we're supposed to believe it didn't happen, and this is like a whole new universe. But then Peacemaker drops in January of this year or February, and at the very end of that show, Zack Snyder's Justice League show up. Like Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller have a scene at the end of that show together.
So that's interesting that you say that. Now that brings me to thanks, Mike. What I want to talk about a little bit here, like behind the scenes what's going on, like how AT&T is selling
Warner Brothers,
Warner Brothers, HBO, all that over to Discovery, and Discovery's, So there's a lot of rumors that the Discovery CEO David Zaslav is a huge Zack Snyder fan.
Oh God,
and is a huge Snyderverse fan. I'm dead serious. So he sees the numbers and he sees that, I've been reading a lot of stuff and how the Justice League Snyder Cut was a how many year old movie are we at now? It's like a 3, 4, 5 year old movie.
It came out in 2017. Yeah.
So last year when they released on HBO, all uncut, it's still, I think it finished second or third for the most streamed movie.
Wow, really?
On HBO. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy for a movie that's old and got recut. And they see, I think this is what I want to talk about. I see that merger is getting ready to go through. Like we're weeks away.
Yeah.
Like by like April-ish, it should be through. And there's a lot of rumblings that maybe the reason that they're pushing these back, because right now they're stating like things like, oh, COVID.
Right.
And
wink.
wink,
yeah.
Right. Like, see, here's why I don't believe that those kind of things are the reason, because they wouldn't have went and let The Rock do a whole Super Bowl promo for his movie, like live in front of. Well, they still pushed those back as well.
Okay.
They're still coming out this year, but everything got delayed across the board, and that would make you look like a complete ass when you spend all that money on marketing and you send your star out there, and he promotes everything in front of 1 billion people, literally worldwide, for the Super Bowl. And it's like, oh, just kidding. Yeah. Within not even 2 full months later, it's everything's.
No, we got the date wrong on that one.
And changed.
Well, actually, the Warner Brothers fucked us again.
Sorry.
Yeah. Whoops.
And The Rock tried to jump out in front of that and try to make like it was a good thing, and we're doing this because of X, Y, and Z and whatever. But what I think's happening is, because think about this, Ryan, why would you not want the Batman just opened up, right? Huge. Right? It was good. Everybody's happy with it. The reviews are good.
Supposedly 2 more movies.
They're doing spin-off shows. Yep.
Ridiculous.
So why would you, as Warner Brothers and DC, want to delay those films? Wouldn't you just say, even if COVID and the special effects aren't completely done, wouldn't you want to take the Sony Marvel approach where just get it out, and then once we release it on Blu-ray, we'll fix it?
DC's back.
Like, we don't want to wait. Why are we waiting an extra year for some of these movies? Like, you already brought up the fact that The Flash comes at the tail end of all this already as it is. And now we have to wait even longer.
Flash was supposed to come out November 4th, 2022. It's been delayed to June 23rd, 2023. So
okay, now here's what I want to comment. On the Marvel side, Kevin Feige has lost his mind over the leaks and everything that's happening. So they're filming Doctor Strange like up into the wire because they don't want anybody to know what's happening. And if Marvel and Disney can pull that off, why can't Warner Brothers do something similar? So what I think's happening is they're pushing these movies back, the ones that aren't sure things. They're going to release Shazam because that was already
made.
The Rock's going to be in it. Say
I
what?
think it's already made.
Yeah, those
like
are
that and Aquaman.
right. Those
yeah.
are pretty much already made, and those are pretty much guaranteed hits.
Right.
Okay, I mean, like
Right.
for DC.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. Those are probably going to be guaranteed hits. So we're not going to screw with those very much. We can tack on an end credit scene with that. That's not a big deal. What I think is going to happen is they're going to see how some of this plays out and how the merger goes. And I think depending on how things go, you might see them re-abandon their plans about abandoning the Snyderverse, and then they're going to have time to change. Think about it. If The Flash doesn't come out until next summer, you have plenty of time to rewrite the ending or add a 5 minutes post credits or right towards the end scene that reset. You know what I'm saying? Like they can completely change the narrative of the entire movie. They have plenty of time now.
They're not continuing the Snyderverse, but they're also making Ezra Miller's Flash movie and Aquaman 2. So it's like they.
But see, that's what I'm saying. And then they confirmed. They confirmed the second season of Peacemaker.
Right. Right.
So what I'm thinking is they didn't know what they were doing. They weren't sure. Now that the merger's going through, they're looking at the numbers, and it makes sense to not abandon everything. Like Joe Manganiello or whatever his name is, who played Deathstroke's been posting stuff about Deathstroke again. Wonder Woman, what's her name, posted drama behind the scenes on a Twitter or Instagram post. So I think they're going to end up. I mean, why wouldn't you? I think trying to reset again is the stupidest thing in the world. At this point, you've dug in so deep.
Well, everybody's already casted.
You know what I mean?
You
like
have your main core people.
Yeah, why reset it all again?
Right, especially when you're continuing their stories.
Some of them, right? So why not just bring Patterson in? If Ben Affleck still wants to do it, at this point you just
maybe that's what he becomes. That's what Robert Pattinson Batman becomes. He just becomes Ben Affleck later down the road because Ben Affleck is supposed to be like older, so it's like I'm fine with that. Make them the same Bruce Wayne.
Well, I think Warner doesn't realize that they can do
whatever they want.
What Sony's doing and what Marvel's doing. Like Sony can run the same character over here doing a side thing while another version of the character is over in Disney's universe doing whatever they want. Like, why can't they have a serious Batman and Joker, noir, dark Christopher Nolan style movies going on while they also have the Snyderverse in the more campy comic booky
DC world over there, like Avengers.
You see what I'm saying,
MCU.
right?
Yeah. Hold on, and then make,
exactly
like what Sony's doing with Spider-Man. Just make Batman movies. With all his make a Riddler movie.
You want Joaquin Phoenix and you want Robert Pattinson Batman. You put them in there.
Yeah, put that over there.
Yeah, standalone movies.
And if they want to connect, then fine.
What's wrong with that?
You have your Batman in this.
And that's what I think. That's what I think they're doing now. They watch Sony and what Sony's doing, and you're seeing a new CEO take over. And I think you're going to see.
I'd buy that.
I honestly think that's what's happening because I don't buy just COVID.
No,
I just don't.
I'm sure that affected things, but there's no way that's the only reason.
Right, and I understand the CGI crunch, and I know we by comparison only dabble in that stuff, but I'm saying just from that I can understand. I know, I believe me, we know that stuff takes time.
No kidding.
But at the same time, I don't.
Why waste resources on something you're not gonna?
They're like they're trying to say, Aquaman is basically all special effects. That kind of movie, it's like 98%.
Even the hair is
because it's all
CGI,
underwater.
Yeah, because it needs to be flowing and whatnot. The hair is the worst part about that movie, and that's all I'll say about Aquaman. It's gross. It's like cartoony and like, what is this? Fucking a 3D animation movie? I thought this was live action. Aquaman sucks. Hot take.
Like, let me ask you a question. Why would you delay Super Pets? Is that movie not done? It's an animated movie. And you think delaying it a month or two is going to make a difference on an animated movie like that? That's already a seed. You know what I mean? Like,
do they actually delay Super Pets?
It's not just COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, they delayed Super
Pets.
Pets
Super Pets
as well.
is like its own thing. It's not even. That's not gonna be a part of fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely something going on because you wouldn't have delayed Super Pets because it's not the same kind of movie. That movie's done already. It has to be. If it was coming out in March or May or whatever, I mean April or May, there's no way that pushing it to July made that much of a difference.
I would take live action Crypto though. If they were somehow like at the end of that movie, like it becomes live action, then. But there's no
like
way.
Spider-Verse?
There's no way that's what. It's a Super Pets movie. It's a children's movie. No kid going to see that is like, when's Robert Pattinson gonna show up as Batman? Or is Henry Cavill in this one? Because he's in the other ones as Superman. It's like, no, who cares? No child is ever gonna be like that. So Super Pets, that pisses me off. I want Keanu Reeves Batman. God damn it.
See, that's why I'm telling you something's going on, because it said despite all delays, Shazam is still coming. It got moved up from 23 to the end of this year. So the reason I'm telling you this is happening is because, again, those are more sure. Critics love the first one. The Rock is clearly going to be in this after Black Adam comes out in October, so they want that connection at Christmas time. And The Rock is a huge box office draw. Say what you want about him.
The first Shazam, we don't even know where that falls into place. Like, Henry Cavill's Superman
but do you see what I'm saying,
shows
though?
up at the end of it, but it's not Henry Cavill, or we don't know. But they could easily just make it all one thing, you know, forget what you did before,
super easy,
and then make Batman movies over here. Because the Joker movie's great, and the Batman movie is good if he doesn't meet the rest of the Justice League. Because the worst thing about Batman is the second you team him up with Superman and Wonder Woman, you don't need Batman. And that's where Batman v Superman sucked. They nuke Superman in space with Doomsday, and Batman's on the ground with a fucking rifle. Like, well, I'm just here, I guess. You know, like, no, he's street level. You can't put. MCU did it because they built to it. Like, Spider-Man going into space in Infinity War made sense because that's what his character would do.
Yeah,
you know,
no, you're right.
Not like
it wasn't shoehorned.
You belong
in.
on the ground
I
stopping
agree.
bank robbers. It's like, no, I don't care. Fucking if it's good, then put him in space. You know. But Batman just always has felt like a ground level. You know, boots on the ground, sort of hero, vigilante. You know, it's not even a superhero. He's a fucking vigilante. Anyway, DC sucks. You're right. If they never fired Zack Snyder and just waited,
they could have salvaged everything.
The DCEU
it wouldn't have necessarily been perfect.
Never even should have happened.
But it'd be,
you know, like,
no. But if they would have kept pushing forward, they would have been able to get through the roughest part of it, and it would at least be something that would be entertaining. Like, you'd be like, oh, cool. You know, The Rock here come. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like, what the hell are they doing?
Right?
What's happening?
So.
You'd at least have an idea.
Let me look at the list here. If
you can't
Flash, see, this doesn't make sense anymore. If Flash is coming out after Black Adam, Shazam, Aquaman, and that's the Flashpoint movie, then that might reset all that. You know what I mean? So I guess it makes sense to be like after all of them, but mine's doing it too now. But yeah,
clunk.
But the Flash, I'm just concerned about. And then after Flash, we're supposed to get Batgirl, which is supposed to have Michael Keaton Batman in it.
Right.
Where's he going to fall into? Is he just going to be the new Batman? Is he going to be Ben Affleck's character, but just put in there?
Is he old Batman now? Or,
I don't want... Don't give me multiple movies.
They don't
give me multiple movies with Michael Keaton Batman. You know, make one. I'll be like, dope, you know, and then let's move on, you know? I don't want to see Michael Keaton as Batman anymore. He was a better MCU villain as Vulture, and now he's showing up in Morbius. Say what you want about MCU, they don't know what they're doing either. Or at least Sony's half is dropping some balls.
No, but I bet you it ends up all tying together like normal. They managed to somehow...
Yeah. They make it
work. You know, they've laid enough goodwill that I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt before I completely...
Also, the problem with Marvel versus DC, I know we're like rambling at this point, but like Marvel versus DC is like... DC is like, well, we have the CW universe, you know, which is basically over with. We did literally Crisis
that's
on
fairly
Infinite
successful,
Earth.
yeah.
And now we have all these animated movies, and that's their own universe. And now we have, they did like the Gotham show, which had nothing to do with like the CW universe. So it's like we have the 90s Batman movies. We have all the animated Batman movies. We have the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Now we have Robert Pattinson.
So
it's like,
many.
slow down. The problem with that versus Marvel is Marvel only did that for Spider-Man and X-Men, I guess, because they rebooted that. But
and X-Men was someone else coming in to try to fix something, and they did a pretty good job initially, to be fair. The first two movies when they fixed it.
Hell yeah.
First Class and New Mutants or whatever. Those are both.
Then they dropped the ball hardcore.
Those are both.
Yeah.
But just to give you an example, here's the difference, though, and it's not really rambling because we're talking about DC stuff.
I know,
and here's the problem:
It's going off on tangents.
the weekend estimates, and it's Sunday, so this is going up. So you guys can see the weekend estimates. Batman's going to fall 50.7% to 66 million. That'll probably get adjusted up ever so slightly, so right around 50% of a drop.
Okay.
And that puts the movie at 238 already, right, through the second weekend, and that's good. But let me give you a little something here. Spider-Man.
Oh boy.
Okay, is in its 13th week. Is still in the top 5.
Wow.
And dropped just 9.8%.
Wow.
And is now almost guaranteed to hit 800 million, which didn't look like it was possible.
Is it still
from
in
the second
theaters?
Weekend drop. Still in theaters.
They're just not taking that shit out of theaters, huh?
792. It made another almost $4.1 million this weekend. Still.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's an outside chance that Batman goes blowing by Spider-Man down the top 10 charts, and Spider-Man ends up holding on longer.
Oh yeah.
You might
definitely
be
no,
surprised.
I thought you were saying Spider-Man or Batman like hangs on, but yeah, no.
Oh, no way. No. Batman next week will be under 30 for the weekend, and then probably 15, and then, you know what I mean, and then 10, and then it might have decent legs. We'll see. I mean, a lot of the big movies like that have had good legs during the pandemic, but
to have legs. Oh, I guess Spider-Man was like 3
Spider-Man,
hours.
and then again, I know it's different and it's an event film, but man, it's just another way to show you, man, Marvel just knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Say what you want, talk all the trash you want, hate on the comic book movies all you want. But man,
nobody asked for another Batman, or at least without Ben Affleck in it. Nobody asked for another Batman movie that restarts everything. That is not having to do with anything.
And even
else.
if it's good, and that's not even a knock at him, it's being critically, everybody loves him. It's everybody
I
loves
enjoy
it.
the movie
So,
because it's not. It didn't feel like it was supposed to be connected with the rest of the DC extended universe, like Shazam and Aquaman. It felt like its own isolated,
a different thing,
which,
right?
Okay, keep going. It's fine.
So that basically leads me back to what I'm saying. That's what I think they're going to do is take the Sony Marvel route and let some of their characters exist in 2 different places at once. Because if not, man, what a waste.
Yeah. All right.
So that's pretty much it. That's our ramblings. That's our
that's our cue.
That's cool. That's just me. I'll just wave.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, that was our rambling, our theories on the future of the DCEU.
Look for our Pixar list video coming up probably tomorrow.
Top 25.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. All right.
See you guys. Oh, yeah, like and subscribe, right? Is that what we're supposed to say?
Yeah, do the fart noise and then say like and subscribe. That's our thing. Yeah, like, comment, and...
Yeah.